But thank you all for taking the time out to come hear about what we're doing in Murrieta. So I want to start talking about the Innovation Center and really what they've done for us with Murrieta Genomics. Murrieta Genomics is an incubator company, and this started with the three of founders, Brandon Young, Jay Goth, myself. The inception we had of Murrieta Genomics was to facilitate opportunity and innovation, not only in genomics, but for business in the region. When we looked at launching Murrieta Genomics, genomics was big. It's been growing for the last 2 decades, but a lot has really changed. And what we're looking to is really drive more genomic use for new science everywhere in the region and really come up with some real novel ideas. So how do we accomplish this goal? With the ongoing support of the City of Murrieta and the region, we've been able to offer lab services and professional expertise across broad business and science ideas. And the incubator companies, we'll go through later, we've been able to really save them a lot of upfront and a lot of cost coming in where they really wouldn't have the resource to bring in the overhead that's needed to run an incubator, and not an incubator, but to run a genomics lab. So that's what we provide. We provide the lab, the testing, scientific expertise, business expertise, and we also have a very strong advisory board that really does a lot of pro bono work in legal, accounting, and all business services. And we've really kind of run the gamut. We've had people come in that have good backgrounds in science or good business backgrounds in a science idea, and we've helped them develop that into a real business. And when I put the lab, we've got a lab picture here as well. So we obviously cut out overhead salaries. This is just the sequencers. So this is just 1/3 of what the lab is. So when we look at our model, the goal is to eliminate a lot of overhead that a lot of the small companies really can't, a lot of these companies wouldn't even have a business if they had to spend the money to do this themselves. We've invalidated the science for them. So we've had people come in that have great ideas and they've done some testing, and we help them a lot on the science side. So Brandon is very strong at helping on the science, doing the testing, recommending testing, and models to run from a start concept to a full product. We validate the business model on the business side with Jay and myself, who have much more operations and business experience. And then we send them out as fully baked companies. And like we said, we're early in the process here. And with the interesting thing is with the pandemic, it really set up doing this much more virtually. And we found that actually works very well. Because a lot of our testing, we don't need to have people in the lab to do it. We can get direction, we can run tests, we can share results, we can do Zoom calls, and it's really worked well for what we set up with the Murrieta. So what's the secret sauce? What makes this work? We've got a strong management team. We've got a great advisory board. It's 20 strong with very good, high-level scientific minds, business minds, lawyers, accountants. I separated lawyers from business minds because it's a different thinking. Any lawyers in the audience, I apologize. We've got great collaborators, and we can help with investor relations as well. So when we look at companies we've worked with, you'll hear from each one of these individual companies this evening, so I'm not going to go into much detail. They all have very unique ideas and very different approaches, and it really shows some of the diversity that we've really brought to the region. And the goal is to have, as we spin companies out and as we grow the companies, to provide more and more businesses filling space in the region. So I want to thank you very much, and if you have any questions or ideas, please feel free to reach out to us. We've got business cards on the table outside, and I'll leave you to the next presentation.